Topping our news segment tonight, the Friday launch of the annual campaign against driving under the influence. It happens every year to coincide with Labor Day, which is a major party holiday in Las Vegas. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration will spend $13 million in a nationwide advertising event and sponsor DUI checkpoints. But locally, police will not only be watching for drunk drivers, but for people driving under the influence of drugs. Officials say two new trends are emerging. More women are getting behind the wheel under the influence, and more DUI arrests involve drugs, not just alcohol. But booze is still ruling the road fatalities. Over a third of Nevada traffic deaths are alcohol related, and it's been that way for the past decade. Police already conducted a DUI checkpoint in Vegas on Saturday night, and the campaign continues through September 7th. The other top stories come courtesy of John Katsilometes with the Cats Report.
This is the Cats Report. I am John Katsilometes. You know, we've seen a spate of deals for luxury rooms at Las Vegas Strip resorts recently. Encore has been offering room rates at $109 per night and throwing in a $50 credit toward resort purchases. Bellagio has been offering a 4-night stay for a total of $180. This is an unprecedented price war in Las Vegas, with advertising websites like Priceline, Expedia, and Hotels.com doing unprecedented business. But what does this mean for resorts when the economy rebounds? Until that happens, we might see these prices fall into the $125 per week range, like what you see at budget suites. And Las Vegas residents who have been forced out of foreclosed homes can start renting by the week at the Bellagio. What happens to the foreclosed houses? The bank offers it to visiting tourists at an affordable rate. And pretty soon our suburbs will be populated by an endless stream of tourists who will visit new locals' hotspots like Palazzo and Venetian. The lower room rates on the Strip have had a devastating effect on the little town of Mesquite. The town of 20,000, just northeast of Las Vegas on Interstate 15, was forced to close the Oasis Hotel last year and lay off 500 workers. The town has been hit hard by foreclosures, but when you're asked the difference between Mesquite and Las Vegas, know this. When Mesquite residents leave a foreclosed house, they leave it in good condition. If they left it trashed, like they do here, word would get around town. So if there's a list for ill-mannered homeowners fleeing their houses, I feel Las Vegas would be at the top of that list too. Speaking of ill health, Representative Dina Titus held a Congress on the Corner event in Henderson. This was held at the Albertsons on Boulder Highway and Lake Mead Parkway. I don't know if Titus was manning the express line there or standing behind the deli counter, but about 300 people showed up and hung out in the store parking lot. Salvation Army should have set up one of its red kettles out there to raise money from this throng. One side of the throng yelled, "Stop the bill," and the other yelled, "Socialism for all." A 7-year-old kid held a sign reading, "We are the evil-mongering mob." The evil-mongering mob would be a good comic book character, come to think of it. But I've never seen a crowd so fired up over the demonic prospect of full medical coverage, ever. At least this crowd of 300 wasn't waiting at their primary care physician's office for a routine physical. The AF2 Arena Football League is seeking a comeback in Las Vegas. Maybe. I like the old Arena Football League. To attend a Las Vegas Gladiators game was to try to sort out what was and what was not legal as the game unfolded. Holding seemed legal. Pass interference seemed legal. Illegal motion, too, seemed legal. To generate some local interest, the AF2 Las Vegas entry should dust off former Rebel Steve "Strip" Stallworth, the director of the South Point Equestrian Center and former Rebel quarterback. Might not be able to throw the deep ball like he used to, but he's not afraid to get dirty, and he can still dominate a press conference. This is the Cats Report. I am John Katsilometes.
And as always, you can read up on these stories as well as all the area breaking news online at LasVegasSun.com.